Hello, hello, hello. This is a fascinating presentation. You are going to love it. And I'm going to make it even better than you could ever imagine because I'm going to adapt my presentation to your needs. So I'm going to ask you in a minute, tell me what you most want to get out of this presentation. And you're going to type into the chat. You'll see a chat button at the bottom. Type into the chat what you most want to get from this presentation, what you most want to get from this presentation. Okay, do that now. And then I'll know what you want and I can adapt my presentation to your exact needs. I will adapt my presentation to your needs. So not only will it be amazing, but on top of that, it'll be customized to exactly what you want. Flavio said, hello, how are you? I'm happy, I'm amazing, I'm excited because I'm about to deliver one of the best lectures of my whole life. And Reese says, hi from Prince Edward Island. Wow. And Matthew says, hello. Emma says, a framework to successfully complete a book. I will give you that. Janavia says, what is the best workflow for an effective writing schedule? Oh, the workflow. Yes, should you work 10 minutes a day or an hour on the weekend? Yeah, I got it. I will teach you that. Flavio says, I'm still writing the book in Portuguese. Okay. Aaron says, organization, preparation, all the information. Alexandra says, hi from New Brunswick. Anthony says, hi, guys, studying Joseph Campbell for strong structure. Okay. Marion says, hello, I'm so excited. Adrian says, satisfy a curiosity of writing a book. I like to think I'm a good storyteller. I'm sure you are. Jimmy says, good morning. The knowledge to get it published and some just good old-fashioned knowledge. Okay, I'll give you lots of good old-fashioned knowledge. Flavio says, I need to translate into French and English. Okay. Alexandra says, I would like to know how to write so that it is enjoyable for the reader. I know exactly how to do that. You're asking very, very good questions. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more. What do you most want to get out of this presentation? What do you most want to get out of this presentation? Mohammed says, hello, thank you. I'm highly excited for this opportunity to write my own book. Well, I'm glad you are because I'm excited to teach you. Thank you, Orlando. Going to take one more. Oh, we got two more. Marion says, how to start. I need to learn the structure. I will teach you the structure. How can I, oh, they're coming in so fast now. How can I promote the book after writing it and market it effectively on social media? I'll tell you exactly how to do that. Bonnie says, I have two books and more in progress, but need publishing and get paid for it versus me paying for publishing. Okay, thank you, Bonnie. I'll teach you that. Janavia says distribution, publishing, and protection of intellectual property. Excellent questions. Jarvis, the perspective of, I think you mean editing. I'm not sure what you mean, Jarvis. Matthew says, I just want to know how to start my book. Okay. Michelle says, how to keep my mind focused. Okay. Ree says, writing about teaching spiritual practices. Wow. Flavio says, I need to edit. Beverly says, good afternoon. I want to learn to write a book. Good, you're in the right place. All right. So, oh, they're piling in now. I can't read them all. So I'm turning off my chat. So I'm going to now focus on the presentation. I know what you want, and I'm going to customize this presentation for exactly what you want. You told me what you want, and I got it. So here it is, how to write and publish your own book to dramatically increase your business and personal success. So let's get started. How much do you earn? Well, you'll probably tell me that you earn less than you deserve. That's what most people say. But when I talk to my friends, they tell me that they earn more than they think anyone deserves. Why do my friends and I earn so much and you earn less than you deserve? Well, the answer is you're missing one thing, not hundreds of things, just one thing, and I'm going to give it to you in this presentation. Are you ready for a huge change? I'm sure you are. Do you want to be in the top 1% of income earners? Well, you probably do, but you don't know what it is. Well, the answer is it's $500,000 a year. You might look up at that and say, I'll never get there. But you know what? I blow past that by the second or third month of every year. Why? Because there's one thing I've got that you don't have, and I'm going to give it to you in this presentation. And you might say, well, what is your income? And I'm not going to tell you my annual income, but I will tell you the best I ever did. The best I ever did is earn $1 million in a 90-minute speech. $1 million in one speech. Do you know there's only 9 people in the world that have ever done that? Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, half a dozen others, and me. Why? Because there's one thing that we have that you don't have, and I'm going to give it to you in this presentation. And if you don't get it, life will seem unfair to you. Life will seem very, very unfair to you. So you must climb the 4-rung ladder of wealth. How many rungs? 4. The first rung is visibility. Every single person who earns way more than you is way more visible than you. And the second rung is every person who earns way more than you has more credibility than you. Now, here's some good news. Once you have visibility and credibility, you can't stop the wealth from pouring in. Once you have visibility and credibility, you just cannot stop the wealth from pouring in. Uh-oh. I promised you 4 rungs and I only delivered 3. If I don't come up with another rung pretty quick, my brand is in jeopardy. And there is another rung, but it's in the dark side. It's in the wrong direction. It's invisibility. Invisibility. An unfortunate 97% are completely invisible. Now, what does it mean to be invisible? It means you're known by a few family members, a few friends, a few neighbors, and a few coworkers. And that's it. From that very, very low level of visibility, it's really hard to earn a buck. So where do you make more money? The top or the bottom? At the top. But you typically have to take one step at a time. However, here's the good news. I've discovered the world's only 2-step, and it starts from invisibility, which is fortunate because that's where you likely are. And it gobbles up visibility and credibility all at once because it's the 2-step. But I've already told you that if you have visibility and credibility, you can't stop the wealth from coming in. In other words, the 2-step takes you from the very bottom to the very top. And it's the most brilliant idea I have ever come up with. And here it is. Listen carefully. You must have your own book. You must have your own book. Wow. Wow, wow. By the way, staff, can you see my screen perfectly well?
Yes, Raymond.
Okay, perfect. Now, I'm sure you've heard of Dr. John Gray. He wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, Kids Are From Hell. I don't mean that. I love my daughters. But here's what Dr. John Gray said to me once when I said, if you could change one thing in your life, what would it be? And he said, I'd rather have a book than a PhD. I said, why? And he said to me, call up a radio station and say, I have a PhD. Do you want to interview me? No. But call up a radio station and say, I wrote the book on men-women relationships. Would you like to interview me? And they will say yes, but not just on relationships. Maybe you wrote the book on retiring early. Maybe you wrote the book on getting rich in real estate. Maybe you wrote the book on how to fly an airplane. Whatever your shtick is, whatever's in your heart, whatever you love, whatever you write about, that's what other people will want to read. Having a book means you can indeed aim higher. Money will come to you. Opportunities will come to you. Income, media appearances, patients and clients, Joy, indeed, goodies of all kinds will come to you when you are branded by having written your very own book. Wow. Now, I'm splitting this presentation into two parts. How lousy my life was at the beginning, how wonderful my life is now. Lousy, wonderful, and something happened in between. Of course, what happened is I decided to write a book. So let's start from my lousy beginning. When I was born, I was broke. Maybe some of you have had that same experience. And then I took a job I didn't particularly like. And so I took it out on a substance. And my substance of abuse was food. I got me very, very fat. Eventually, my boss fired me. I went home and told my wife that I got fired, and she did the only thing a reasonable woman could do. She dumped me out of our marriage. And I learned something. I learned something that day. I learned that getting fired and divorced on exactly the same day are just extreme forms of market research. And what was the marketplace telling me? That I was doing everything wrong. On top of that, psychologically, I was depressed. I was a 39-year-old life loser, $100,000 in debt. A 39-year-old life loser, $100,000 in debt. That's the bad news. That was the bad part of my life. Then the turning point of my life came when a friend casually said to me, write a book. I said, write a book? I'm a life loser. What are you talking about? He said, look, take a sheet of paper, blank sheet of paper, and write down all your friends and neighbors and colleagues. So I did. Then he said, circle every one of them that's written a book. I said, are you kidding? Nobody I know has ever written a book. He said, okay, turn over, and on the back, I want you to write down all the famous, world famous celebrities that you know. I said, I don't know any world famous celebrities. I'm broke. He said, well, just write down people you've heard of, but you don't know them. So I did. I wrote down like Steve Jobs and Bill Clinton. I just wrote down, famous people that I'd heard of. And then he said, circle every one of them that's written a book. And everyone had. And I noticed the people I know who are struggling haven't written a book. The people I've heard of that are rich have written a book. So I said, oh my gosh, I should write a book. And then I said, on what topic? And he told me I have to write about something that I know. I said, great, I'll write this book. How to Become a 39-year-old Life Loser, 7 Proven Techniques. Of course I could write that book, but it's not the brand I was going for. And even though I was broke, I knew how to make a great deal of money in real estate. I had just lost it in the divorce, but I still knew how to make a lot of money in real estate. And so I wrote this book. You can make $1 million in Canadian real estate. Yes, I'm a Canadian, but everybody loves Canadians. You can make $1 million in Canadian real estate. And I was so excited by that book. When I showed it to my mother, she said, why do you have a broken picket fence across the bottom? I said, Mom, those are houses. I drew them myself. She said, son, you could have drawn better houses when you were 4. Anyways, listen carefully. The next 10 seconds is going to be the most shocking 10 seconds of your life. Listen carefully. From age 39 to age 40, I got out of $100,000 of debt. It was the first time I was out of debt in my entire adult life. And then in the next year, from age 40 to age 41, I became a millionaire and I've never looked back. Wow, wow, wow. And even more impressive, my clients are getting there faster than me. My clients are getting there faster than me, getting out of debt faster than me, attaining millionairehood faster than me. Wow. So come into my life now. I've told you how lousy it started. I told you the one change that I made. I wrote a book. Come into my life now. I've written 147 books. One of them, Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul, hit New York Times top 10. And I'm not going to show you all the books. I just want to tell you that I have written 147 books. And I shared the stage with Tony Robbins. I'm very, very dear friends for the last 35 years with Jack Canfield. We go on vacation twice a year together. We're on a cruise ship here. And a dear, dear friend is Les Brown, one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. Oprah's boyfriend is so tall, you just can't believe it. And I was so embarrassed when I saw this picture that I told my staff to run around the hotel and find something to stand on to take another picture. And they found something and I stood on it, but it didn't work. He's still taller than me. Oh my gosh. And my dearest friend, Bob Proctor, he's passed away about 2 years ago now. I love you, Bob. There's no one who'll ever fill your shoes again. And Sir Richard Branson and Brian Tracy and Brian Mulroney, the Prime Minister of Canada. Now, have you noticed that every time I introduce you to a friend of mine, books drop down? But when you go visit friends of yours, books do not drop down. Books do not drop down. Wow. Steve Wozniak, the only living co-founder of Apple Computers. Dr. John Gray, Bill Clinton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the greatest wealth teacher of all time, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And now the best of all, I've saved the best to last, Shrek. Why do I mention Shrek? Because for gosh sakes, even Shrek has a book. It's not what you know, and I'm very sorry, it's not who you know. It's who knows you. It's who knows you. And the most famous celebrities in the world know me now. Did they know me when I was 39? No. Did they want to know me when I was 39? No. What's changed? I wrote a book. That's it. But now there's 4 problems that you have to solve. Listen very carefully. The first problem is the forward scandal. Now, a forward is a 1-page letter written by a world-famous multimillionaire celebrity about how wonderful you are. And the problem is that you don't know a world-famous multimillionaire celebrity. The second problem is, even if you know one, they realize that if their name goes on the front cover of your book as the forward, then the book will sell like crazy and they won't get anything. So they typically charge you in advance, $25,000, $50,000, even as much as $500,000. So here are my 3 rules. Listen carefully. Number 1, you have to have a forward. Number 2, it has to be written by a world-famous multimillionaire celebrity, even if you don't know one. And number 3, you can't pay extra for it. Number 3, you cannot pay extra for it. It's not illegal, but it's scummy. The second problem is the publishing problem. You spend all this time writing your book, and then how the heck do you get it published? And so listen carefully, this is going to shock you. Don't you dare even start writing your book until you have a contract with a publisher. Don't you dare even start writing your book until you have a contract with a publisher. Now you might say, but Raymond, it's difficult enough to get a publisher to agree to publish your book. How on earth can you do it before you even start writing your book? And that's my secret. I know how to do it. I know how to guarantee to get you a publisher before you start writing your book. I know that shocked you, so I'll say it again. I know, and I'm going to tell you in this presentation exactly how you can get a publisher before you even start writing your book. No. I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to actually give you a publisher in this presentation with a signed contract for the book that you might have already finished writing, or you may be halfway through, or you may not even have started. I guarantee you a publisher. Wow. Number 3 is the official book launch, and you don't even know what that is. So if you signed a contract with the publisher, you would never say, and I demand an official book launch, because you don't even know what it is. There's many things you don't know, but even worse, there's many things you don't even know that you don't know. So if you don't demand an official book launch, you won't get one. An official book launch is your opportunity to bring the book out boldly and wonderfully. Like if you made a movie, the book would, if you made a movie, the movie, when it came out, would be called the world premiere. But when your book comes out, it's called an official book launch, and the author has to pay for it. So here's a little secret for you. When you sign your contract with the publisher, see if you can get the publisher to pay even a little part of the official book launch. Big secret for you. Number 4, you must end procrastination, because if you procrastinate, you won't get your book done. Now, I didn't just write a book. I told you I wrote 147 books, but I'm a normal human. How did I hold off procrastination? And you'll be shocked, because I hired a personal book architect. I hired a personal book architect. What is that, you might say? It's a person. I love the guy. When I decide to write a book, I don't do a foolish thing that you do. I don't start typing. I don't do that. That's the wrong thing to do. The first thing I do is I call my personal book architect and I said, I've got an idea. I'm going to write another book. Here's the deadline. And he says back to me, Raymond, that book will come out on time and be published for sure. Wow. Wow. Now, I told you there are 4 problems, but I always like to over deliver. So I'm going to give you a 5th problem. No extra charge. Never join any program unless the guru himself is willing to personally teach you in a follow-up workshop. You see, there's lots of gurus on stage that make it seem that you're going to be friends with them forever, but as soon as you join their program, you never see them again. Make sure that you never join any program unless the guru himself, not one of his staff, not one of his coaches, the guru himself is willing to personally teach you in a follow-up workshop. Now, new topic, how do you know when you're branded? And it's a simple 1-sentence answer. And here it is. When someone says wow about you, you're branded. When someone says wow about you, you're branded, as Bianca found out.
My name is Bianca Montiel, and I'm the author of the book called Let's F the System, 5 Ways to Have All the Fun and Freedom You Want. And ever since I started writing this book, only amazing stuff happened to me. And plus, everybody that meets me and finds out that I'm an author, they all say, wow. And I think that's kind of the only thing we actually aim for in life, to be amazing. And because I said amazing, I wanted to tell you that Raymond is amazing.
Thank you, Bianca, and so are you. Every wealthy person and every successful company is branded. You must be branded to dramatically increase your income. There are 4 ways to get branded. I'm going to teach you all 4 ways, but you only choose one. I'm going to teach you all 4 ways, but you only choose one. Because when you're branded, you're branded. You don't need to be branded different ways. So let's get started. Branding technique number 4 is branding by association. Branding by association. I showed you dozens of world famous multimillionaire celebrities that I know personally, but you probably don't. So this one likely doesn't qualify for you. Branding technique number 3 is branding by testimonial. You might say, oh, yes, Raymond, I have so many testimonials, but I think you don't. Because you see, here's my rule, which will shock you. Make sure you write this down. Make sure you never forget it. My rule is a testimonial cannot be from your client. You might say, Raymond, you're off your rocker. Testimonials are always from clients. No, it doesn't work. You see, if you're trying to sell me something and you say, look what Shelley McGregor says about me, I'll say to myself, who's Shelley McGregor? Maybe it's the guy's cat. How the heck do I know? But if it's a world famous multimillionaire celebrity, then there is no doubt. You might say, Raymond, come on, nobody's got a testimonial from somebody like that. Oh, is that right? Well, have you ever heard of Robert Kiyosaki? Have you ever heard of his iconic book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Have you ever heard of the most famous wealth teacher of all time? And though everybody knows and loves Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I like his second book better. I like his second book better, Cash Flow Quadrant. Now, what does Robert Kiyosaki say about me? I thank Raymond Aaron and his tapes on goal setting for helping me achieve more with less stress. Wow. But how do you know he actually said that? Good question. Because he wrote it on page 187 of the very first edition of his second book, Cash Flow Quadrant. I have a copy of it here. Let's read it together. I thank Raymond Aaron and his tape on goal setting for assisting me in achieving more with a lot less stress. Wow. Because of that one sentence, I've made an extra $8 million over the last 7 years because it was in his book. Wow. But you may not have great testimonials, especially if they need to be from world famous multimillionaire celebrities. You've blown 2 out of 4, but you still have hope. Stay tuned. Branding technique number 2 is branding by achievement. Oh, so achievement is like, were you recently the mayor of your town? Did you recently win a Nobel Prize or an Olympic medal, set a world record? No? Well, let's see if I have any achievements. Let's start with athletic. This is the plank. It's the most difficult gymnastic exercise there is. And even people who are totally fit in their 20s probably collapse to the carpet after 45 seconds because it's so difficult. But recently, you can see my white hair. Recently, I did the plank. Wait till the fireworks die down. I did the plank for 11 minutes. My own fitness trainer can't do that. Wow. And I've got lots of athletic achievements, but let's get back to business. I've been in the Canadian Who's Who every year for 40 years in a row. Wow. I'm internationally syndicated on radio, talk shows all around the world. And you can be on radio and television too, but only if you've written a book. Nobody wants you on stage. Nobody wants to interview you on their podcast. Nobody wants you unless you've written a book. Now, let me be very careful. Lots of people want you whose audience is like 5 or 10 people. But if you want to get on a big stage, you must have a book. And I'm sure you've heard of the incredible blockbuster hit movie, The Secret. Only 40 teachers from all around the world were chosen to be filmed for that movie. And amazingly, I was one of the 40 teachers chosen to be filmed for the movie, The Secret. Wow. And as far as investments are concerned, I bought and sold over 1,100 pieces of real estate around the world. That's over $500 million in today's currency in buying and selling. Wow. So I have lots of achievements. Maybe you don't. You've blown 3. There's only 1 left. You're hanging on by your fingernails, and your fingernails are starting to hurt. Hopefully, you're going to qualify for branding technique number 1. Branding technique number 1 is branding by wow. Branding by wow. And what is the easiest way to have somebody say wow about you? Just tell them that you wrote a book. And when you say that you wrote a book, they will look up to you in amazement and say, wow. And you will be branded. It took me 4 years to write Chicken Soup for the Parent Soul, and it made me a New York Times top 10 best-selling author. But did I make any money at it? Yes. My very first royalty check, not all my royalty checks, just my very first royalty check was $100,000. Can you make money writing a book? Ho, 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 yeah. And because that was so successful, the Chicken Soup Empire invited me to write a second Chicken Soup book, Chicken Soup for the Canadian Soul. And it became the #1 best-selling nonfiction book in Canada every week for 6 months after release. But did I make any money at it? Well, my very, 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 very first royalty check from that book was $100,000. Can you make money writing a book? Ho, 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 yeah. And my newest is Branding Small Business for Dummies. Branding Small Business for Dummies. I actually have a copy of it right here. Branding Small Business for Dummies. And I want to tell you something exciting about this book. If you look at the back of the book at the bottom, there's no barcode. There's no barcode. There's no ISBN number, which means there's no bookstore in the world that will sell this book, and Amazon will not sell it. Why? Because after I finished that book, and after I realized how rich of information it was, how totally rich of amazing information it was, I decided I did not want to let all that wisdom go for 20 bucks. And so I took it off the shelf. And now you can't get it. Nobody can get it. That's just my integrity. I don't want you to have my wisdom, all that wisdom, for 20 bucks. And I want to tell you something funny. You know how when you do something for the first time, whatever it is, you're a little slow at it, you're unsure of yourself, maybe you make a couple mistakes, but after you've done it 3 or 4 times, then you can do it faster with no mistakes. Well, I wrote Branding Small Business for Dummies when I had written about 110 books. You know that I'm up to 147, but when I was at about 110, I got offered by the For Dummies empire to write Branding Small Business for Dummies. And because I had already written over 100 books, I knew how to do it. And so I was able to do it very fast, very fast. How fast? How fast? How long did it take me? 10 hours. It took me 10 hours to write that book. Wow. And have it be a great book. In fact, it's so great, though I can't sell it, I can give it away. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you this book that you can't get anywhere in the world. Now, by the way, maybe you don't believe that I wrote that book in 10 hours, or even more so, you don't believe that you could write a book in 10 hours. Well, it's not a race. You can take 20 hours if you wish. I wrote a book. I got rich. You want rich? Write a book, but not in 1 to 4 years. The giant breakthrough is you can write a book in 10 hours. Not a book, a good book. Not a good book, a great book. Not a great book, a great book that will help a lot of people and make you a lot of money. Wow. As Lisa found out.
Everybody, I'm Lisa Phillips, author of the book, The Artistic Edge, and I just wanted to share some amazing things that happened to me since my book was published. Within the first 3 months, I was published in the Washington Post 3 times, and I was able to get a keynote speaking gig in the US at the Tennessee Arts Commission, where my speaking fee was $5,000. I've had so many more incredible things happen, from blog posts, conferences, articles, and also having my book being used as a teaching tool for school boards all across the US. So thank you so much, Raymond, for encouraging me to write my book.
Wow. She had never been paid a penny ever before to give a speech, and she suddenly was offered $5,000. That's what happens when you write a book. You have a book inside of you. It's time to get it out. You have a book inside of you. It's way past time to get it out. It's time to make lots of money with a book, as Jim found out.
Hi, my name is Jim Hetherington, and I wrote this book, Your Relationship Rescue Handbook, in the 10-10-10 program. And Raymond said that it was going to change my life, and it really has. Ever since I've written this book, I've been invited to co-author in other books. One is actually published already. I have my second book coming out in the spring. I've been invited to speak on stages. I've been invited to do radio shows and TV shows. I've been invited to go to training events where I teach, and I'm on main stage and training and encouraging other people. It just really has changed my life. I highly encourage you to get involved in the 10-10-10 program. Write a book. Raymond's team is just amazing. Raymond himself is a great mentor, great teacher, has amazing systems that will really help you get this thing through, get it done, get it published, and get out of the sea of sameness.
Thank you, Jim. But now here's your excuses. But I don't have the time. Excuse me, the average person watches 11 hours of television a week. That means you could write 52 books this year and still watch your favorite TV show. Don't you dare tell me that you don't have the time. But I'm bad at English. Now, listen carefully. Maybe English is your second language, and English is a tough language. So it may be difficult for you to do spelling, grammar, punctuation. Even if English is your first language, it's still tough. But here's the good news. Here's the good news. The only person who reads your manuscript when it's finished is your editor. And your editor's job is to make it look like an angel wrote your book. And you need an editor. You also need a formatter. They're not included in my program, even though you need them, because I teach you how you might be able to get them for free. So if you can get it for free, don't worry about it. Another problem you might have is I've never written anything before. Almost everyone who registers for my program has never written anything before. You're in good hands. I take you right from the beginning. But I don't know what to write about. Well, this is so important that I personally work with you. But Raymond, you have clients all over the world. That's true. But the most important thing is deciding what to write about. Exactly who's your target audience and what are you going to write about? And I personally, my mouth to your ears, your mouth to my ears. I personally work with you. Wow. But I'm just an employee. What's it got to do with me? Get ready for raises, promotions, and job offers from other companies. Why? Why would I stand out? How would they know me? Nobody in your whole company has ever written a book. You automatically stand out. You'll be known in the entire industry. Wow. But I'm a professional. Does it work for professionals? Well, let's hear what Ursula has to say.
Hey, this is Ursula. Almost immediately after I announced that I was the author of an upcoming book, I started to get invitations to do podcasts and speaking engagements. And of course, I got new clients walking through my door. I love Raymond's 10-10-10 program. Raymond is amazing.
I got new clients walking through my door. Money coming in on its own. Wow. But I don't know much. You actually know much more than your readers, so don't worry about that. Well, what kind of book should I write? You could write a nonfiction book about what you want to make more money at, or you could write a fictional novel. You might choose to write an autobiography about yourself or a biography about somebody else. Maybe a religious book or a spiritual book. Maybe you want to publish your poetry. Maybe you want to write a children's book, or maybe you want to write about something controversial going on today in the world. You might want to write about art or music. You might want to write a cookbook or many, many more. And I have published books in every one of those categories and many more. I published thousands and thousands and thousands of books for my clients all over the world. Wherever you live in the world, it doesn't matter. We're all connected by Zoom. The Delightful Dental Experience 2.0, the 5-Minute Wealth Plan, the book on downsizing, business analysis for leaders, the book on increasing your ROI, and thousands and thousands and thousands more. But I really don't like promoting myself. Good. The book will do it for you. Because as soon as you say, I've written a book, they will look up to you and say, wow. And you don't have to promote yourself. The book does it for you. How much does it cost? Well, it costs as much as a small car. But if you can't afford it, you'd better join. Because if you've been working for 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and you don't have a few $1,000s set aside to invest in yourself, you better do something different. And this is the most powerful something different you're ever going to get offered. Oh no. Oh no, I've screwed up. Oh no, I was supposed to delete this slide. I'm not sure what to do. You see, if you're one of the fortunate ones who gets into my program, then when you get in, you're going to speak to other people who've gotten in before you, whose book is already published, and they're going to be telling you gleefully about how many copies of their book they're selling, and you're going to be dazzled. And you're going to say, how do you sell so many copies? And they're going to tell you about the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide. The Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide. It's 6 audios that teach you many, many ways to dramatically increase the number of books that you sell. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, I want to sell lots of books. And they'll tell you about the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide. And they'll tell you there's a price tag of $3,000 and you'll want to get it because you'll easily get your money back from all the books that you'll sell. But it's supposed to be a surprise. It's supposed to be when you get in, you find out about it, but now you know about it. Ugh, I've screwed up. Anyways, jury, please disregard the last remarks. I've screwed up. I apologize. Okay, let's get back. How will a book help you? Well, I know how a book will help you. You'll have more income and more free time. For example, because of my books, I take a 1-week vacation every month. Wow. A 1-week vacation every single month. I've been to exotic places all around the world. I have 10 slides like this, but when I show all 10, people start to drool. But even more shocking is I take a 1-month vacation every year. I slept on that beach in Fiji for a month. I did whitewater canoeing in the high Arctic for a month. I went to the rainforest in Ecuador for a month. I had a 1-month honeymoon in the North and South Islands of New Zealand. I trekked around the Annapurna Mountains of Nepal for a month. I had a 1-month safari in South Africa. I did a double crossing of the Sahara Desert by jeep and camel. I did a 4-month European vacation all the way from Israel, which actually was never in Europe, to England, which is now no longer in Europe, but for some reason, I still call it my 4-month European vacation. And I spent a month in Australia. And I spent a month in Bali. And I spent a month in Croatia. And I spent a month, actually a spiritual retreat in magical Ireland. But my most amazing 1-month vacation was Antarctica. What a blessed continent that is. And there I took the greatest picture I ever took in my life. Do you want to see it? Good, because I brought it. Here it is. Yes, I brought my tuxedo to Antarctica. And yes, I'm standing right beside a king penguin. And behind my head is not gravel. Behind my head is 150,000 king penguins. Wow. So is my life what you want? I have absolutely no debt. I have an extremely high income. I have very high wealth, and I have the sweetest marriage that any man could ever want. My wife is a very high income business coach. She's also a model, an actress, and a competitive dancer, and she loves me. And we have such a wonderful marriage. But in addition to having the sexiest bride on the planet, I also drive the sexiest car on the planet, a bright red Tesla S. Actually, I don't drive it. It drives me. It's full self-driving. It's like an amusement park ride. And I live in a century log cabin. These logs are 100 years old. It's a 3-story luxury log cabin. I have 2 indoor fireplaces, 2 indoor saunas, an outdoor hot tub. I've got my own river with my own little waterfall. Deer come to visit us. It's just supremely wonderful. And lots of time off to do whatever I want. Is that the life that I have now? Yes. Is that the life that I had when I was 39? No. I was a 39-year-old life loser. Is that the life that you have now? Hopefully you have some of it, but probably not all. Now you've heard 10, 10, 10. What does it stand for? The first 10 stands for you will write a book of 10 chapters of your own words. The next 10 is in 10 hours of your own time. If you don't believe it, take 20 hours. It's not a race. But you might say to yourself, I've been writing my book for 10 years. What do you mean 10 hours? Well, if you do something you don't know how to do, and you don't get any good guidance from me, and you don't have a personal book architect, then it could take you 30 years and you'll never get the book done. If you don't know how to do something, then don't be surprised you can't get it done. But here's the most important one. You'll be holding, here's one of my first books, you'll be holding your finished physical published book in your hand in only 10 weeks. You'll be holding your finished physical published book in your hand in only 10 weeks. 10, 10, 10. Wow. Now there's two levels to my program, the upper level and the lower level. The upper level has every single one of the guarantees and a certain tuition. The lower level has half the guarantees and a lower tuition. So you just choose the one that suits your needs and your pocketbook the best. So let's talk about the lower level first. The lower level, level number 1, is called platinum. And platinum has 5 better than risk-free, no hassle guarantees. Wow. And I'm going to read you all 5 of them because they're really important. The first one is on the topic of I don't know what to write about. So guarantee number 1 is I personally will work with you to get a perfect target audience, a perfect topic, a perfect title, and a perfect subtitle, and a great book so that you'll help a lot of people and make a lot of money. Guarantee number 2 is the perfect book length. You see, when you do something foolish, like you start your book by just typing, then there's something that you didn't know, and that is there has to be a particular width of the spine. There has to be a specific number of pages, because if your book is too big, people will say, I got no time. If your book is too thin, people say, it's just a marketing brochure. So if you just start typing and stop whenever God tells you to stop, then your book will not be the correct width. It won't sell, and it will not give you the branding, even though you think that every word in the book is genius. If there's too many words or too few words, the book actually won't sell. And I know you just said, oh, my book's going to be so great, it's going to sell 1 million copies. Yeah, well, my experience of helping people write books, you better have the correct number of pages. Guarantee number 3. What is the deadline to get the book done? Well, you already know that it's 10 weeks. I already told you that. But I'm going to give you an entire year, 1 entire year, just in case life gets in the way. And you might say, I've been spending 10 years already at it. But I already told you, if you don't know how to write a book, then it could take you 50 years. If you don't know how to do something, don't be surprised you can't get it done. But under my guidance, you can get it done very, very fast. Guarantee number 4 is when do I start making money? And I love this one. When do I start making money? But first, I want you to remember something. I want you to remember that Ursula, before her book was finished, got new clients walking through her door without advertising, without promotion, just because word of mouth said, do you know that that accountant over there is writing a book? Wow, I want to have her as my accountant. And so guarantee number 4, it's a guarantee, is that you will make money before you finish writing your book. It's a guarantee. It's not that some people will get it. It's that you will get it. It's not that it might happen to somebody. It'll happen to you, guaranteed. Wow. Now you might say, oh, Raymond, you're so positive, but you don't understand. My burdens are so heavy. Well, the reason your burdens are so heavy is because you're not branded and your income is too low. Once your book is out, in fact, even before your book is out, you will have money coming in on its own. You can make lots of money with a book, and I will teach you how to write the book, and I will teach you how to make lots of money marketing your book. Wow. And the final guarantee, number 5 of the lower level platinum, is the forward scandal. Do you remember the forward scandal? You must have a forward. It must be written by a world famous multimillionaire celebrity, even if you don't know one, and you can't pay extra for it. Wait till you hear it. Wait till you hear it. Guarantee number 5, I will write the forward for you. I will write the forward for you. And how will people know that I've written the forward for you? It'll be right on the front cover of your book, right underneath your name. It'll say forward by Raymond Aaron, New York Times bestselling author. Now, if they know me, they'll say, wow, how'd you get Raymond? If they don't know me, they'll say, wow, how did you get a New York Times bestselling author to write the forward for you? It'll brand you either way, right on the cover of your book. Now, remember I told you about this? You can get there faster than me. You can get out of debt faster than me. You can attain millionairehood faster than me, but you can't do it unless you're branded. And of the 4 ways to get branded, the only one you qualify for is writing a book. That's the deal. You can earn your annual income in one speech, but only if you've written a book. Nobody wants you on a giant stage unless you've written a book. No one's going to pay you a lot of money unless it is a giant stage, but you can't get on a giant stage unless you've written a book. Now, I'm going to tell you about a little 16-year-old girl that got on 2 giant stages because she wrote a book.
Hi, my name is Raisa, and I'm the award-winning author of the book, Make My World a Better Place, How to Live in Peace and Harmony with Others. Do you have any goals, dreams, ideas, opinions that you want to share with the world? Then you need to write a book. For me, this wasn't possible without the 10-10-10 program hosted by Raymond Aaron. It's fast, easy, simple to use, and you actually get things done. With this book, I was able to gain my first speaking opportunity with the world famous Bob Proctor. And then I'm gonna have the same opportunity to speak with the world famous Jack Canfield, all because I wrote a book. Raymond, he is amazing. And without his program, I wouldn't be able to do so many things. The age of 16, that's right, I'm 16. Thank you.
How much life experience could she possibly have at age 16? How much wisdom could she possibly have? But the promoter wanted her on stage with Bob Proctor and Jack Canfield because she'd written a book. And now the hugest of all, the totally hugest of all, one above platinum is Platinum Plus. It's the upper level, the second level. And at Platinum Plus, you inherit all of the 5 guarantees of the lower level platinum, and you get 5 more gigantic guarantees. Here it comes. Listen carefully. You will end procrastination forever. Procrastination is what's holding you back from getting your darn book done or even starting your book. So listen carefully. Here's how I end procrastination and how you can end procrastination. Guarantee number 6 is you can have my own personal book architect. You inherit all 5 guarantees from the lower level platinum, and then this is the first guarantee of the upper level. So in total, it's guarantee number 6. Now you're probably sitting there saying, huh? Because you don't know what a personal book architect is. You don't really know the power of it. So let me explain it to you. I've been telling people that it's 10 weeks. You'll be holding your finished, published, physical book in your hand in 10 weeks. However, this gentleman, Chinmay Swami, wrote Run Before You Walk in only 6 weeks. And then the race was on. Somebody else did it in 5.5 weeks, and someone did it in 4 3/4 weeks, until this teenage girl, Emma, wrote her book, had it published, had it shipped to her home, took the first book out, took a selfie and texted it to me in 4 days because she relied on her personal book architect. You can call your personal book architect every day if you wish, because he has only one job in my company, and that's make sure your book comes out on time or faster. Wow. And here's the next problem. What if my book isn't published? This is the number one biggest, most gigantic guarantee of the entire show. I've already hinted at it, but now I'm going to say it in writing, and I mean it. The number one biggest guarantee of the whole universe. And here it is. You'll be shocked. Guarantee number 7, I will publish your book. Guaranteed. I will publish your book. My publishing company is called 10-10-10 Publishing, and it is the number one best publishing company in the world. Oh, there are bigger ones. Of course, there are bigger ones. Call them up and say, if you publish my book, how much would I get? And they will proudly say, 6%. We'll give you 6%. And you say to them, do you mean you keep 94% of all the money from my book and I wrote the whole book? They don't like to hear that. But what do? I give you 100%. All the money that comes in from every bookstore in the world, all the money that comes in from Amazon goes 100% to you. Even though I do have expenses, there's no charge to you. You get every single penny that comes in. And you might say, well, how can your publishing company afford to do that? It'll go broke. And the answer is that I've incorporated my 10-10-10 publishing company as a nonprofit organization. It can't make money. It's not allowed to make money. Every penny goes to you. No other publishing company in the world can boast that. Wow. Guarantee number 8 has to do with what will Raymond do if I write other books? Now you're probably laughing and saying, I don't even know if I can write one book. But you see, once you've gone through the process and learned how to write a book, writing a book is not type. Get that out of your head. That's one of the 100 steps. And if all you do is type, you'll run into brick walls. You'll run into problems because you won't know what to do and you'll sit there staring at the screen. When you follow my program, when I guide you gently by the hand and you get your book finished and then published, you'll say, oh my gosh, I'm making so much money. I might as well write another book. It's only 10 hours. And actually you will. So listen carefully. Here is guarantee number 8. I will publish every book you ever write. I will publish every book you ever write. There is no publisher in the world that will guarantee you that. Even any book you may have already written. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Guarantee number 9 has to do with how will I sell my book? Now, this is really important. 99% of all sales of books are done through Amazon. I will list your book on Amazon. Now, you may have never listed a book for sale on Amazon. I've listed thousands of my clients' books on Amazon. And so I've learned how to do it really, really well. I've learned how to list your book so it shows higher up on Amazon searches and on Google searches, which means your book can be expected to sell many more copies. And finally, the biggest news of all is guarantee number 10. How will I promote my own book? And the answer is, I will host and pay for something you didn't even know about, your official book launch. You and I will get up on a Zoom stage and there'll be a big Zoom audience and I will ask you questions, but secretly I will have given you those questions in advance so that when I ask you on stage in front of the audience, you'll be able to answer it effortlessly and brilliantly because you'll have thought of the answer in advance. And so you'll dazzle the audience with your excellent answers. And then I will put the link for the audience to buy your book on Amazon, and they will click on the link and they will buy it. I will pay all the expenses of the official book launch and you keep all the revenue. All the book sales is 100% yours. Wow. Wow. 10 guarantees. And the very hugest, what is the very, very hugest? There is no risk whatsoever to you. No risk whatsoever to you. Why? Because At Platinum Plus, you get all 10 guarantees, all 10 guarantees. There's no risk whatsoever to you. Wow. Now, how do you get my wisdom? Well, there's 19 home study videos. If you're fortunate enough to get into my program today, I will personally send you a key that unlocks the 19 home study videos. You can even start writing your book under my video guidance today if you wish, or this weekend if you wish, whatever you wish, but you can start immediately. But that's one size fits all, and I don't like that. So there's another, I want you to remind you of something first. Do you remember the bonus fifth problem that I mentioned? Never join any program unless the guru himself is willing to personally teach you in a follow-up workshop. Well, guess what? I'm willing to personally teach you in a follow-up workshop, and it's called Write Your Book Bootcamp. And you might say, well, I don't understand. Should I play the 19 videos or should I go to your bootcamp? Well, you do both. You can play the 19 videos and never go to the bootcamp, or you can go to the bootcamp and never play the 19 videos, or you can do a combination. So for example, if you're fortunate enough to get in today, and by the way, I'm going to give you a big discount because today is a special day. I shouldn't be talking about this early in the presentation, but this is a very special day. And because you're listening to this on this special day, you get an extra discount. I'll tell you about that later. Anyways, you play the 19 home study videos at a big discount, and you could write your whole book that way. And then you could wait till the Write Your Book Bootcamp comes along, and then you can stop playing the videos and jump into the Write Your Book Bootcamp that I personally do. You see, never join a program unless the guru himself is willing to personally come back. I'm willing to personally come back. But that's two sizes fits all, and that's not good enough for me. There's a third way that you get the book written, and that's the personal book architect. I found him, I hired him, he works for me, and I'm giving him to you at no extra charge. So now here's the whole story. If you're fortunate enough to get in today at a big discount, because today's a special day, I will personally send you the key that unlocks the 19 home study videos, and you can start writing your book under my expert video guidance today. And then if you have a question, you contact your personal book architect by Skype, by Zoom, by WhatsApp video, by WhatsApp audio, however you want to contact your personal book architect every day if you wish. There's no limit because he only wants you to get your book done. And then whenever the next Write Your Book Bootcamp comes along, you can just forget the videos, forget the personal book architect, and I'll be your leader for 3 beautiful days. And you can ask me whatever questions you wish. And then after the Write Your Book Bootcamp, you can go play the videos again. 3 ways to get my wisdom. And I usually hold the Write Your Book Bootcamp only in Hawaii, because if you're going to be somewhere for 3 days, it might as well be in Hawaii. So if you're still sitting there wondering, here's the best news of all. It's time for a change. It's actually way past time for a change. It's time to let the book do all the hard work for you. And it's time for a giant discount. I said there'd be a giant discount, but now I'm going to offer it to you. It's a small car. Yes, a small car. And I mentioned a small car, but now let's be more specific. It's $28,000 US, $28,000 US for all of my wisdom. You might say, gee, that doesn't sound like a small number, but if your income goes up by $50,000 to $100,000 extra for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, it's eminently worth that. But because this day is special, I haven't even told you why yet, you're going to get another discount. You'll be able to escape the sea of sameness. You'll be able to climb up onto the island of individuality so that you can float effortlessly for the rest of your life down the river of relevant differentiation. Stop struggling. Stop being so exhausted. You can't go back to make a new start, but you can start today and make a brand new end. You can't go back to make a new start, but you can start today and make a brand new end. You are unique and special, pretending that you're ordinary. You are unique and special, earning as if you're ordinary. Well, that ends today. If you're one of the few that gets into my program today, your income will go up. Wow. And if you choose the all-important Platinum Plus level that has 10 guarantees, I'm going to give you a bonus 11th guarantee. At your official book launch, which you get as part of Platinum Plus, I will make you an award-winning author. How? By giving you an award. Now, you remember when Jim Hetherington was telling you how successful he was because he wrote a book? Behind his left ear, there was this round black thing. Well, what is that? That is a beautiful crystal guarantee with a brushed steel base. It's very heavy, it's very glossy, it's very beautiful. And the name of the award is special to you. It's special to you. It's based on your book title. So I will have never given that award to anybody else ever before. It's unique to you. And what people do is they get all dressed up and hold their coveted award and then post it all over social media. You'll be so proud of your award, and it's an 11th guarantee at Platinum Plus. And how will people know about it? Because it'll be right underneath your name on the cover, award-winning author. Wow, wow, wow. And now for a final discount. But why? There has to be a reason for it. And the reason is, it's my birthday. I am 79. It's my birthday. You don't look 79. I know, but I am. I'm Peter Pan. I've decided never to grow up. I'm just happy and youthful and boyish and enthusiastic my whole life. I'm 79 years old, not exactly today, but close enough to today that I'm celebrating my 79th birthday today. And there has to be gift giving on a birthday, but I can see that you do not have a gift on your lap that you're ready to send me. So I better send you a gift because there has to be gift giving on a birthday. And what is my gift? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars discount, tens of thousands of dollars of discount, millions of dollars of discount off my program to make it really easy for you to get in because it's my birthday. It is my birthday. Now, just before I tell you the final discount, I want to have you deeply understand something. Do you remember Emma, who has the world record for finishing her book in 4 days, getting it totally completed and published, and taking the first copy out and sending me a selfie in 4 days, going from she didn't even know what to write about to holding the book in her hand? Listen carefully to her amazing story.
2 years ago, when I was 15, I published my first book, #Success, How Teens Can Create Their Own Brilliant Future. And immediately after my book was published, I started getting wild results. I went to a new school and my book was already in the school library on display right when you walk in. People had ordered my book and were reading it and were coming up to me when I didn't even know them and saying like I had inspired them. They were so proud of me. And I was invited to all sorts of school activities right when I was a new student because my brand was so high already from the book that I had written. And the whole process was super easy and it was super quick. And the program really, really works and it gets amazing results.
Wow. Wow. Now this next one is very, very interesting. Nathan lives in Canada where it's really cold, lots of snow, and he's a snow remover in the winter. Every snow remover in his city charges $850 for the whole winter. He charges $1,200. That's 50% more. Now listen carefully. If you were in some town that you'd never been in before, and you went into a store to buy Coke, and you saw the store brand of cola at one price and Coke at a higher price, you would probably buy the higher price because Coke is branded and Nathan is branded, and homeowners willingly pay him 50% more. Now, this testimonial is not about removing snow. This testimonial is about you get paid more when you are branded. What was the title of his book? Listen carefully. Don't hire a snow remover until you read this book. And the whole book reveals all the ways that snow removers cheat homeowners. And so when people read that book, they come flying into his arms and register for him at 50% more. And so can you, even if you say, well, not in my profession, no, that's not the way it works. Believe me, it does. Listen carefully.
Hey Raymond, I got some exciting news for you. Right now, I'm enrolling clients at a price that's higher than my competition. You heard it, higher, and it's all because of your lessons on branding. I mean, just the other day, I enrolled one client at $1,100. My competition last year charged him $850, and this guy came running to me and enthusiastically signed up for $1,100. I mean, and just today, one guy, I just enrolled a new client for $1,200, and it's Raymond, you are amazing. That's all I can say, and just. What Raymond says really works. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Nathan. And there's so many happy clients, so many. They register for the program, maybe eagerly, or maybe they're a little frightened. I don't know where you are emotionally right now, but then they actually get their book done way faster than they ever imagined. And then on top of that, they get such amazing results, financial and emotional. Such amazing results that what I did was I put all of their comments together and I wrote a book. There it is. Amazing successes from being an author. These are actual real life stories in their own words. People find me on Facebook. People find me on Instagram. People just guess what my email address is and send me emails, or they send letters to my office. And they tell me the gigantic successes that they got. And you can see I'm the author, and my dear friend Les Brown wrote the foreword for this book. And what do they tell me? There's an entire chapter about people amazed that they make way more money than ever before. There's an entire chapter of people who have never, ever spoken on stage, who immediately get invited to speak on big stages and get paid lots of money. There's an entire chapter on people who have never hosted a workshop, like they've sat in the seat and attended a workshop, but never their own workshop. And what happened is they announce a workshop, they rent a hotel room, and the darn thing sells out and they make a great deal of money. Not just one testimonial, an entire chapter of people like that, an entire chapter of people who create retreats in exotic places around the world. And people want to go because that person has written a book and they made an enormous amount of money. And finally, they get high-end coaching clients. That means they charge a great deal of money for coaching using the same wisdom that's already in the book. It's amazing. It's just so exciting because I didn't write it. The authors that I published, they wrote it. Each page is another story, hundreds of stories. It's so exciting. And you can get this book on Amazon. I think it's $35. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. Now, let's talk about the boot camp. Yes, the lockdown is over, but there are still people who are afraid to walk through airports because there's so many people there, and they're afraid to sit cramped in an airplane. And so I'm not going to be holding it in Hawaii. I'm going to be holding it in the safest place in the world, your living room. I'm holding it by Zoom. And you might say, when is the next one? And the answer is, it's in the chat. Just go to the chat and you'll see the dates of the next one. But listen carefully, it's every single month. every single month, this month, next month, the month after, every single month. So what you do is you register today. If you're fortunate enough to get in, then my staff will contact you and say, would you like to attend the Write Your Book Bootcamp with Raymond as the teacher this month or next month? And you might say, oh, I'm going to be busy this month. Let's do it next month, whatever. But today's the day you get in, especially since it's my birthday and I'm going to give you a birthday discount. Now, I want you to remember something. I want you to remember that I've guaranteed you that you'll make money before you finish writing your book. This is probably the biggest, most shocking guarantee of the whole thing. And here is my final video testimonial from Nick from England, who earned 50,000 British pounds in 1 minute before his book was finished. Now, if you're not sure what a British pound is, it's more than 50,000 euro. It's more than 50,000 Canadian dollars. It's more than 50,000 American dollars. It's a lot of money.
My name is Nick Bradley and I'm the award-winning author of Zero to Authentic Hero. Raymond Aaron showed me how to write a book and create a brand for myself. And I spent a few £1,000s doing that. But I wanted to get a good return on my investment. So I wanted to make tens of thousands of pounds back on that time. I went to a conference and I didn't even have a book. I hadn't even finished writing my book. So I printed the cover and I wrapped it around my notebook and I held it up, and I had one client who's paid me £50,000. And that's even before I had a book. So thank you, Raymond Aaron.
You'll make money, lots of money, before you even finish writing your book. Wow. Now, here's the bad news. I do keep the number of people at the Write Your Book Bootcamp small so that you can ask as many questions as you wish and get all your questions answered. In order to keep the number of participants at the Write Your Book Bootcamp small, I have to restrict the number of people who get in at the beginning. And the beginning is today. So I restrict the number of people that get in. When you go to the link that I'm going to be showing you in a minute, grab it. Show that you're committed to your own success. Show that you're serious about writing your book. Because if you hesitate and then you go to the link, you'll probably see this ugly red banner. Sorry, this offer is sold out. So this offer is for you if you are committed. Otherwise, you'll get very, very upset at me when you go later and realize you've waited too long. A very strictly limited admission. Don't take your chances. The instant you see the link, you grab it. You just grab it. So it's not $28,000. It's not $28,000. Are you ready? And I'm going to give you the discount for the most important one. There's Platinum Plus and Platinum. The most important one is Platinum Plus. So I'm going to give you the link and the gigantic birthday discount for Platinum Plus. It's not 28,000. It's not 2,800. Oh my gosh, 90% discount, 90% discount, only 2,800. Here's the link. Here's the link. Grab it, grab it, grab it before that ugly red banner shows up. And it's aaron.com/101010 program. aaron.com/101010 program. You can either type it yourself and hope that you've typed it correctly into your favorite browser, or simply go to the chat where my staff has typed the link for you as a hyperlink, so you can just click on it and go to your favorite browser. Only 2,800 at that low tuition. It always sells out very fast. 90% birthday discount. Grab it, but only if you're committed to your own success. Only if you're an action taker. Only if you're proud that you're actually gonna get a book, as opposed to boasting to your friends, you know, it's been 10 years, I'm still writing my book, it's really tough. If you want to do that kind of nonsense, keep doing it. But if you actually want to get the book done, you actually want to get it published, you actually want to hold it in your hand and be proud of it, then grab that link, grab that link, grab that link, and go for it. And because I made that horrible mistake, about telling you about the Ultimate Authors Marketing Guide that you're not supposed to find out about until after you already get into the program. And so now it's already out and you don't want the program because you don't want to pay an extra $3,000 for it. I'm going to give you another birthday present, not a birthday present, an error present. I made an error, so I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to pay for it for you. I'm going to pay for it for you. No extra charge. For gosh sakes, the entire program's only $2,800, and I just give you a $3,000 gift to make up for my silly error. Wow, it gets better and better and better for you. It's only $2,800, and there's a payment plan. 4 easy monthly installments of only $787. 4 easy monthly installments of only $787, for which you don't get the Ultimate Authors Marketing Guide, but at least you're in the program. And it's at the very same link. You can do the pay in full with the $3,000 gift, or you can do the payment plan, both at that same link. And now the lower level platinum, it's of course not $28,000, it's $997. And yes, you can upgrade later, and it's at the very same link. Furthermore, it's tax deductible against business income. You might say, I don't have a business. Yes, you do. As soon as you sell your very first book, you are in business. Look at Amazon. It's a thing that sells things. Look at Walmart. It's a thing that sells things. Look at Starbucks. It's a thing that sells things. Well, once you sell your first book, you are a thing that sells things, and therefore you're allowed to deduct legitimate, honest business expenses. Well, what could be a more honest business expense for selling books than the course that you took to learn how to write the book? Wow, wow, wow. So whatever tax bracket you're in, if you're in the 25% tax bracket, it's 25% less. If you're in the 50% tax bracket, then it's 50% less. Whatever tax bracket you're in, wow. I've created the perfect solution to brand you and help you make a lot more money. The only thing so far missing in the solution is you. And now I want to give you a big bonus. Maybe you don't like your job and don't know what the heck to do. Maybe you don't like your job. This lady doesn't like her job. You might want to be a full-time author where you can travel around the world, be anywhere you wish, have a laptop lifestyle. Wow. And another big bonus, what could it be? Now, remember, I told you about amazing successes from being an author, where there are entire chapters on clients of mine who I published their book, and they suddenly made lots more money. They didn't even realize it. Well, guess what? Guess what? I'm giving you that book when you register right now. I'm giving you this book at no extra charge. I don't mean I'm giving you this book if you register later today. I don't mean I'm giving you this book if you register a week and a half from now. I mean, I'm giving you this incredible book when you register right now. Go to the chat, click on the link, and get into this amazing program. I'm the only book writing teacher who makes sure that you make money with your book, especially before it's even finished. I'm the only book. Are you listening to me? I don't want you to listen to me. I've already instructed you, grab that link and fill out that form. I'm just reviewing it in case you need a review. So fill out that form, and with half an ear, listen to me, only half an ear, because I'm just going to add more bonuses to you, which you're going to get anyways. But spend your time right now getting into the program before the ugly red banner shows up. I'm the only book writing teacher who is himself a New York Times best-selling author. I am the only book writing teacher who has written a chicken soup book and a For Dummies book. I'm the only person in the world that has been in those two series. I am the only book writing teacher in the world who will give you a whole book of success stories. Wow, written by the authors. I'm the only book writing teacher who will give you a 3-day bonus, Write Your Book Bootcamp, where I am the teacher for 3 whole days. You learn from me. Wow. I'm the only book writing teacher who gives you an official book launch that you didn't even know about. I'm the only book writing teacher who gives you 100% of your sales, not 6% of your sales. Wow. I'm the only book writing teacher who gives you a full-time coach, that's the personal book architect, to ensure your book gets done. It's only $2,800. That's a 90% discount over $28,000, for which you get a $3,000 gift, the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide, which is 6 audios, or only 4 easy monthly installments of only $787. This is USD, for which you don't get the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide, but at least you're in the program. And they are both at aaron.com/101010 program. aaron.com/101010 program. And the platinum is $997 at exactly the same link. I'm the only book writing teacher who will do the forward for you. What? Free? I never said that. I'm the only book writing teacher who will give you the whole program for free. How does it work? We'll register immediately. And then when you do, because you're happy and because you're excited, you're going to say to your friends, I'm taking this amazing course and I've already written my book. I spent 10 years, 20 years writing a book, or I spent years agonizing, wishing I could write a book. And then suddenly I joined this program and 10, bingo, I'm holding my book in my hands and here it is. You're going to be on your own automatically telling your friends about your amazing success. And they're going to say, I have a book in me. I want to take that course. As soon as 2 of your friends take the course, 2, not 20, not 200, 2. As soon as 2 of your friends take my course, we give you all your money back. Wow. Register right now. Eagerly tell 2 friends. We send you all your money back. Frequently asked questions. Can I attend the Write Your Book Bootcamp at both the Platinum and the Platinum Plus levels, and at both pay in full and payment plan? Yes. However you get in, you're in. Is the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide a free gift only at Platinum Plus Pay in Full? Yes, only at Platinum Plus Pay in Full. When Raymond publishes my book and lists it for sale on Amazon, is it absolutely free to me? 0 upfront cost to print? Yes, 0 upfront cost to print. Is the tuition really tax deductible against business income, like selling books? Yes, the tuition is completely tax deductible against business income, and you're in business. Is it really true that I join your 10-10-10 program once and Raymond will publish every book I ever write? Yes. People just can't believe that. People write a book, I publish it, and then they say, Raymond, I want to write another book, but do I have to buy into your program again? I say, no, you can write 2 books, 3 books, 5 books, 147 books with just 1 enrollment. I will publish every book you ever write. It's hard to believe. After I enroll, can I really get all my money back just by encouraging 2 friends to take this amazing program? Yes, just 2. Wow. At Platinum Plus, will Raymond really write my forward, publish my book, assign me a private coach, and also teach me how to market my book? Yes, I will do that and much, much more. Did thousands of Raymond's clients actually write their books? Stop listening to me and go to that link to get into the program. The ugly red banner is about to show up soon. Don't sit there just listening to me. This is not the time for inaction. This is not the time for wondering. This is not the time for considering and thinking about. This is the time for action. When you are an action taker, your book will come out for sure. When you know what you want and move forward confidently, I can help you effortlessly write your book. Did thousands of Raymond's clients actually write their book using this 10-10-10 system? And did Raymond really write 147 books himself using the same 10-10-10 system? Yes, yes, yes. I'm the only book writing teacher who will show you how to write a great book in 10 hours. I'm the only book writing teacher who will show you how to hold your physical published book in your hand in only 10 weeks. But wait, there's even more. What could there be? Not only can you attend the Write Your Book Bootcamp, but you can attend it and attend it and attend it and re-attend it and re-attend it and re-attend it as often as you wish for the rest of your life, so you can write as many more books for free for the rest of your life. Wow, wow, wow. There's even more goodies, even more goodies. Only $2,800, a birthday discount of 90%, for which you get the 6 audio Ultimate Authors Marketing Guide, or the payment plan of only 4 easy monthly installments of only $787. It's also tax deductible, so it's maybe 25 to 50% less than that. And you get this amazing book, Amazing Successes from Being an Author, and you get the 11-point guarantee, and you can get all your money back just by encouraging. You don't even have to encourage 2 friends. Just tell them what you've done. They'll want to join. Wow, wow, wow. But get in before you see this ugly red banner. When you go to the link, if you see a normal hello, welcome, then you're in. Just start filling out the form. But if you see this, you're not in, you're out. I can't help you. And when you go to that link, you'll see Platinum, $997, or the payment plan, 2 payments of $600. And you can see those amber check marks. That's all the 5 guarantees that you get at the Platinum. And then at the Platinum Plus, you can see the 6 amber check marks adding up to 11 guarantees. And you can see that it says only $2,800. And it also says a payment plan of only 4 easy equal installments of only $787. It's all there. So if you're not sure of all the guarantees that you get, just click on the link and read them. They're all there. Now, another very big issue. Maybe you went to that link and you didn't get approved. Don't worry, we have other merchant accounts and we can get you approved on one of the other merchant accounts. But in order to contact my chief financial officer to have that happen for you, you have to email him at help@aaron.com. help@aaron.com. Include your cell phone number so that he can call you back. Maybe you want to use 2 credit cards to get in at the Platinum Plus Pay in Full. You can't put it on 1 credit card. You need 2, but you can't use 2 credit cards at the link. So just email help@aaron.com and include your cell phone number so my chief financial officer can call you back. Maybe you want to e-transfer the money to me or wire transfer the money to my bank. Just email help@aaron.com and my chief financial officer will give you the information that you need. Or maybe you're just broke. You're broke, but you're like a realtor and you're getting a big commission check tomorrow, or you have some other financial story. If you have some special case, just email help@aaron.com, include your cell phone number. My chief financial officer will call you back and you can explain your special case and he'll work something out. But don't give up on yourself. Don't say, well, I'm not going to get the money for a day, so maybe I'll just sit here and do nothing. Don't do that. Be confident, be powerful, take action. If you can't go to the website because you don't have the money, at least email help@aaron.com talk to my chief financial officer, and work out a plan that works for you. So here it is, only $2,800, for which you get the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide that dramatically increases the number of books that you sell, or the payment plan of only 4 easy monthly installments of only $787, for which you don't get the Ultimate Author's Marketing Guide, but you still get into the program. And it's tax deductible against business income. And this is a business because you sell books. Whatever tax bracket you're in, that's how much the tuition is reduced. If you're in the 25% tax bracket, you'll get 25% of that back. And you get amazing successes from being an author, which is chapters and chapters of dazzling success stories. And you get all your money back as soon as 2 of your friends want to take my course. And you get in writing the 11-point guarantee. And you can play the video starting today and start writing your book under my video guidance today. And you can attend as many Write Your Book boot camps as you want, as many as you want, and you can write as many books as you wish, and I will publish every one of them. If you have any financial issues at all, email help@aaron.com. This is the best deal I have ever offered anyone. This is it. This is my birthday special. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, here I am back. Here I am back. That was a 1.5 hour presentation in which I poured my heart out, gave you every discount I could possibly give you, and then tacked on more guarantees and tacked on more bonuses. Yeah, this is the most special offering I have ever made. And I'm doing it for one particular reason. And that is, I love teaching. I really love teaching. But a great teacher is nothing without one thing. And that one thing is students. I can't be a teacher unless I have students. And so I deeply love you and admire you and deeply know that I can help you. I know that my program works. How do I know that? Because I've published thousands and thousands of books. That's a lot of books. And yours is next. Maybe you'll beat the world record of 4 days. Who knows? Maybe it'll take you 10 weeks. Who knows? But when you're dedicated and you have my guidance, it'll flow and the book will actually come out. And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that you're keen, that you're interested, because I love people. I just love people. And particularly, I love my own clients because there's a limit how much I can help people. Let's say I'm walking down the street and somebody trips and falls. I can help them get up, but that's it. Then they go on their own way. But when you're a client of mine, then we're attached for as long as it takes for you to get your book out. And then we're attached again when you want to write your second book or your third book or your fourth book. So I love people, but most important, I love my clients because I can stay connected with you for a longer time and I can answer your questions. And I love doing it. People say, don't you feel it an imposition? People all over the world asking you questions? No, I love that at my age, I'm still in such a high demand. And so let me tell you the last 2 things. The last 2 things are this. If you really want to join, but you have a financial issue, you don't have enough money, you don't have it now, you want a payment plan, you want to e-transfer us the money, your card was denied, whatever financial issue you have, just email help@aaron.com and my chief financial officer will take really good care of you. That's one thing. The other thing is you might want to ask me questions about the 10-10-10 program. And so I've turned on my chat so I can see your questions. Oh my gosh, there's thousands. Wow. But I can't read all of them. So Flavio said, I did, but my card got declined. and I don't know what to do. Well, I've already told you what to do, Flavio. Don't get upset. Just email help@aaron.com, include your cell phone number. My chief financial officer will call you back because we have other merchant accounts. And so we can get your card approved on one of our other accounts. So you don't have to worry about it. Oh, Matthew says, I don't know how to get started. We'll take good care of you. Oh, I can't go back. There's so many. Okay, so let me go to the bottom. If you have any question, even if you asked a question before and maybe you didn't get an answer, or you want to get the answer directly from me, then please put it in the link. Oh, Flavio just said thank you. You're welcome, Flavio. If you have any question at all about the program, ask me and I will answer you. I won't answer financial questions. That's for my CFO to answer. But if you ask me any question about the program itself, I am overjoyed. Do I really live up to the guarantees? Yes. Can you really write? Will I really publish every single book you ever write? Yes. Is it really possible to write a book in 10 hours? Yes. But it's not a race. Take 20 hours. It doesn't matter to me. It's not a race. Will you be holding your finished physical book in your hand in 10 days? Yes, if you follow my instructions. Sorry, 10 weeks. 10 weeks. If you follow my instructions, yes. Yes. Paul says, I really want to write my own book. Well, of course you're going to write your own book. Well, you can't write someone else's book. I'm not sure what you mean. But I think what you mean is you want to dig deeply into your heart and get what's really into your heart out on paper. And if that's true, I will help you. Really, I will help you. I will help you write your really own book. Really, really, really. And if you need some financial help, email help@aaron.com, include your cell phone number, and my CFO will call you back. Mohammed. Okay, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Paul says, thank you so much. Very nice. Very nice. Gee, there's so many coming in, I can't read them all. If you have a financial question, email help@aaron.com. If you have a question about my program, put it in the chat and I will answer you. I want to end by saying that I've been in this business for over 40 years. And the reason that I survived is because I actually tell the truth. If something's difficult, I'll tell you it's difficult. If something's easy, I'll tell you it's easy. I tell the truth. I don't cut any corners. And I have loyal clients who've been with me from almost the start and are still with me. Clients who've been with me for almost 4 decades. Why? Because I'm funny, I'm clever, and I use all my funny and clever wisdom to help you achieve what you wish. Oh goodness, lots of new ones just came in. Flavio says, can you help me translate my book? Yes, yes, and I can tell you how to get great translations. Kidsty says, I'm 24 years old. I have never written a book, but I've always thought of writing a book, and I don't know how to collect my ideas. Well, Kidsty, if you register for the program, and maybe your parents will help you pay for it, something like that, I will help you get your book out. Boris says, how to contact Raymond. Well, join my program, go to the Write Your Book Bootcamp, and you can talk to me for 3 days. Flavio says, I'm writing in Portuguese. Yes, I know, Flavio, you told us that. And I can show you how you can translate that to English or French or whatever you wish. Boris, oh goodness, Boris has sent me a very, very long message, so I can't read it out. But Boris is happy. His last point was, for how many years would we collaborate? Decades, Flavio. Because if you want to write a book every year for the next 20 years, I'm with you, because I will publish every book you ever write. I'll stick with you as long as you wish. Sorry, I can't read your whole letter. It's way too long. Okay, so I'm here. I'm vital. I'm strong. I'm alive. And the only thing I need is great students. I love you. I love you. I can't wait to support you. I can't wait for you to get branded. I can't wait for your brand to rise and for people to look at you in awe and say, please, can I interview you on my podcast? Please, will you come onto my radio or television talk show? Please, will you come onto my big stage? Here's how much I can pay you. When that starts happening to you, your self-esteem will rise and you will see how powerful it is to be a published author. Wow.